Hey everybody, how's it going? Just here to tell you, Triple D Grilling and Events is here to make you a little pork loin on the grill today. I'm gonna treat this like work. Everybody, blah 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 blah. If you know, anyway, I'm gonna treat this like work. I'm setting up for an event, so the first thing I show up at someone's house. That's their backyard. So first thing I do is clean. Um, Latex powdered gloves. Um, Disposable and handy. Don't handle food with them, but they're fantastic for cleaning. Hot soapy water, baby. Go over everything real quick. You know, some places are dirtier than others, but when I worked for Sergio's in Barrington, shout out Tony, I was delivering pizzas, and the dishes were getting backed up, and Tony looks at me and he goes, "Start doing some dishes." I'm like, dude, I'm just a pizza delivery guy. He goes, "Nobody's above doing dishes." It's like, get back there. So Tony kind of spread that wealth around, and think about that though. You can't cook in a kitchen that you don't clean. You just can't. I mean, you got to start with a clean kitchen. Obviously, if I were doing this for a party, if and when we ever can have a backyard party again, I'd be rocking and rolling that. That's why you show up a couple hours early, get it set up, and then you're ready to go. I've had this covered over the winter, but the cover cloth broke off. So here we go. Pre-game is everything. So I'm gonna be cooking for you guys pork loin, potatoes, just bring everything in here. Got the handy dandy tray. Fantastic. The kitchen, I just did breakfast. I don't want to clean up in the kitchen. I create a space outside where I can move everything out to it. Cook out here, clean up out here, put everything away out here. Nothing goes back into the kitchen. Then I can go inside and just knock out cleaning out the kitchen and getting ready for the next meal. Obviously if I was at somebody's house, this stuff would all be packed securely in the cooler. I might have more of this stuff blended up, but I want you guys to see what I do. So changes in latitudes, changes in attitudes. You're going to have a party. Nothing but you got to look a certain way, and you have to be willing to behave a certain way. When you put the jacket on. So I have these blue gloves that I talked about from several episodes ago. These are my food handlers, Gordon Food Service. Again, you're handling gloves. So we're not going to start with the meat. Pulled this out of my freezer. This is a pork rib roast. Bring it up to you guys. Take a good look at that. You got your bone in. You could just start cutting that in the chops. I got a really big one when it was on sale. Chop, 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 chop. Little roast, freeze, chop, chop. So I pulled this out of the freezer. Fantastic reason to not go shopping. And we're ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to use the end of this olive oil. That's everything going to the left is for the pork. Here's that dry rub of mine. Here's the Weber Chicago steak seasoning. Oh, I'm sorry, that goes that way. Paprika, pork, parsley flake, that way. Watts barbecue rub stays right in the middle. I put it on all of it. And smoked paprika, pork, basil, playing at home, basil, pork. In this bowl, I've got some rando potatoes cut up. I did this ahead of time, obviously. These are going to be oiled up, salt, pepper, the other ingredients. So that's over there. A couple more things. Here's my oil, coarse sea salt, cracked pepper, in the background. Foil pan. Foil pan is going to be the final resting spot for the pork. So we get that set up. 2 knives. This is great. Keep this off to the side. You put your dirty dishes on it. You can take it inside or leave it there and you put your final product on it and then you bring it in and serve it at the table. Fantastic Crofton, you know. Right now, fresh herbs are hard to come by, so out of the freezer, rosemary, thyme, scissors, and sage. I'm gonna turn you guys down just a tink. Yeah, baby. Oh, double up. Oh. I gotta go in hard on this to get this camera. There we go, baby. Come on. We're back. Technical difficulties are my forte. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the sage. Just holding a bunch it up, ball it up. This is from the freezer. Some of the sage had some ice on it. I cut that off, left it inside. I'm gonna try to dehydrate it. But this is about 3 leaves, just a real fine with the scissors. I mean, just barely getting any. Sage is very strong. You want a little bit of it, but too much of it, it's be like, oh wow, you made a sage thing. You know, no, there's 14 ingredients in it. Oh, well, I taste the sage, but thanks. Rosemary is kind of another one. The fragrance is really good, so you know, bunch it up. Cut, real tiny. Part of the problem with getting fresh herbs is, you know, I don't use that much in everyday cooking. You know, you're not going to use this much time in making sausage or something. So all those, I'll throw them back in the glass so they can go back in. There it is. There's my first item off to the side. So now, if you remember, the left-handed side is my dry rub. Anybody who knows that I never run out of my dry rub. So before I start, I'm going to add paprika. I'm going to add basil. Notice the sage and thyme I kept out. I don't want that in my everyday dry rub, personal. The basil, I do want some of that. That's kind of a Creole-y trickaruno. Smoked paprika. Smoked paprika. You know, a little bit. A little coarse salt, not much. Black pepper. More pepper. Say when. Let's move on here, and we've got the old spicy barbecue rub. I'm going to bring this one up. It's hard to read on the label. Shout out to Greg and Wendy Watts for this bad boy. Oh, this works great just on its own. You know, I have to make things stretch over the COVID-19 times. One of the things that I didn't do, there's a nice little thing to grab if I had no gloves on, and this should have already been open. Notice the knife never goes towards me, folks. Sounds simple enough, but I watched a friend of mine put the knife right into her finger trying to open something up this way, and it was like doink, and it actually made that noise. I'm gonna pop the top on this. I don't want to sprinkle it, but you can see you get a good sprinkle. It's nice. If you watch any of my dehydration stuff, I've used that. Again, pre-show prep. There we go. Bomb. So right now I've got my favorite ingredients all in one little bowl. I'm gonna add a little extra of that to the pork. You might be able to pick up what I'm laying down about what my favorite ingredient is. We're gonna keep that here because that will go on to potatoes. This is just an old Tupperware. I mean, everybody donates a Tupperware to their barbecue. Should have something in there. There's your dry rub, swirly, swirly. This is the only thing that's going to touch raw meat when I'm pouring in here. Dry rub's done. It's going back in the house. It's going to be dry rub next time. I will take just a sprinkle of this before, and there we go. Potatoes. Oh. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Move it out of the way. Now we're going to deal with this bad boy. America's Test Kitchen, PBS had a great show when I was, I don't know, let's just say 15. And, Channel 11 was one of the 4 channels I got, so it was go time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the video, and I'm going to start up another video with how to get this prepared. Obviously I handled raw meat, so these are going to get turned inside out. I advise everybody, if you plan on cooking a lot and you just want to know what to do, you can get a food handler license through the state of Illinois. If you live in Illinois, I'm sure other states do it. It's $25. You take the test. You'll learn something, and you should be able to pass the test if you're going to be cooking for your family. Because the last thing you want to do is kill Nana because you didn't handle your beef correctly and you gave her a salad with blood in it. On that note, thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody for checking it out. Peace.